So I'm from Canada. So I'm from Canada and I'm immersed in greenery. I'm accustomed to a lot of nature, and I come here and I see beautiful synthetic nature. I see incredible efforts to integrate nature into the urban landscape, and I really appreciate that. And so, although I'm going to digress and move into a different direction, we touched on real-world assets before. What I'm working on and what my team is working on at Sovereign Nature is something that's quite unique, I think, and we're trying to counter a lot of the negative, let's say, rhetoric out there in the crypto ecosystem. We're doing something that's highly useful, we like to say, that has real-world impact and a real-world connotation. And it's because it's all backed by nature, literally. So I'd like to ask the crowd here what you think the economic impact is that nature has on global GDP. So what do you think the degradation of nature does to our global GDP? Does anyone dare throw any stats out there? So half of the global GDP, $44 trillion, is reliant on the health of our natural world. And so we need to find ways, both public and private ways, to fund biodiversity protection and the protection of our planet. And so when Sovereign Nature was started just a few years ago, we were thinking about these ideas of how we can flip the economics of ecology. So how do we change the relationship that we have with the natural world? And can we change it if it's based on some type of capitalistic structure, which is something that we're all very familiar with? And what do we use to change that relationship? And could it be done if we knew that nature was more valuable alive than if we exploited it? So those were some of the early ideas. And literally, when one of the founders asked me to join, he said, what would you think a world look like if nature were self-sovereign, owned its own identity, had its own crypto wallet? And so that whole idea of a crypto whale and a whale owning its own wallet kind of blew up in my mind, and we said, let's run with this crazy idea. And at the core, what we build are indeed assets and digital products that are backed by nature. So they have data from the natural world embedded into this. And the reason we do this is because we truly and deeply feel that there is a need to, A, connect the creative economy with a larger purpose. And in a day and age of overproduction of digital assets, we think that bringing meaning to digital assets is something that needs to be done. And these assets can become funding mechanisms for nature. So what would a world look like if all of these assets that we own could become those funding mechanisms and could do good whilst at the same time holding value for the holders? So we work with conservation organizations across the globe. We get access to all different types of information, bioacoustic data, behavioral data, health of ecosystems, from sub-Saharan Africa to Costa Rica, to Thailand, to off the coast of Portugal, and well into the Caribbean Sea. And our protocol that we've built connects and embeds this data. It's called the Decentralized Ecological Protocol into the digital asset. That means that every NFT that we produce has data from the real world embedded into it. And over the last 15 months, we have executed in different ecosystems and with different types of use cases. So at Sub-Zero last year in Lisbon, we created all the tickets that were embedded with whale and dolphin data from off the coast of Portugal. We worked on a gaming collaboration with Moonsama Games, where 400 avatars that are used to play the Moonsama game were actually connected to 400 real-world lions. So not only were you purchasing a ticket into the game, and this is a highly degen game, like, let's be very real, but we were like, let's hijack this concept of degen NFTs, but use them for good. And so 70% of the funding that was raised through the sale of these tokens went directly to the conservation organization. And then we worked in the Web2 gaming space, so obviously identifying that gaming is a massive, massive opportunity for us. And through a Web2 gaming and social community called Hotel Hideaway, sold actually over 900,000 assets and reached a really large public of 2.6 million users. Wallet Connect, who's also one of our partners on the program and the campaign that we're running now hired us, so we're a B2B product, as you can tell, to create a loyalty token. So getting their waitlisters onto their platform and essentially airdropping 121,000 NFTs to that community as a reward and a thank you. So 121,000 assets that are also backed by bioacoustics of whales. So all of this is also verifiable. We have this beautiful interface where you can input your wallet or email address and you can see exactly what this living entity is that's backing your token. We have information on fundraising, social integration, and video stories. So we're really gamifying this experience and making it very visible and tangible what NFTs are doing. So over these last 15 months, as I stated, we've managed to raise about 400K for conservation worldwide with over 1 million assets distributed. And now we're doing Dolphin. So Dolphin is a Polkadot community-supported project. We're launching it tomorrow officially at Token 2049. So we've been releasing these proof of presence tokens over the last 5 events. So if you were at Decoded in Brussels, or if you went to EdCon in Tokyo, or if you went to Web3 Summit in Berlin recently, you would have collected one of these proofs. And what we're doing with these proofs is that by collecting more and more and continuing to demonstrate your community engagement, you are eligible to claim the Dolphin, which is an eco-avatar that grows and morphs as you engage with the community. So think of it like a Pokemon or a Tamagotchi. So you will be able to release it tomorrow, hatch it, and then it will evolve over time. And so for each event that we do, we have these beautiful proof of presence that are all algorithmically designed and become essentially 3D sculptures of data that you can claim. And tomorrow, one of these may just be yours. So we have earth, air, and water. And these 3 elements are embedded into the proof designs. And so every time you want to evolve your NFT, it will have those elements. So everything becomes customized based on what you've collected in your wallet to date. So we're working with incredible partners on this project. We're working with Unique Network that has the dynamic NFT infrastructure and will help us evolve these NFTs. We're working with Wallet Connect to provide seamless wallet integration and connectivity, and then with Polkadot ecosystem wallets. So I highly encourage you, I'm going to give you 15 seconds now to claim the POP, because with it you will then be eligible tomorrow, as I said, to claim your first Dolphin and your first eco-avatar. And the fact that you are supporting this effort and supporting this proof of presence concept, you are actually contributing to the protection and restorations of whales and dolphins in the Caribbean. And we're specifically supporting an organization that does AI interpretations of whale songs. So not only are we kind of merging very tangible things from the real world, tangible real world entities, into this modern technology, but we're also helping conservation organizations across the globe up their game and utilize emerging technology to help us understand the other non-human world and create more of an empathy-rich interaction with that world. There you go. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Woo! Thank you so much.